On this toy spot, we're going to be looking at the Justice League Unlimited 3-pack featuring Kyle Rayner, Katma Tui, and Arkis Chummuck. And if you're collecting Green Lantern Corps members, this is a 3-pack that you want to get. There's not very many Green Lanterns that have been released. I think there's about 7 total. And recently, or depending on when you're watching this review, recently they released a 3-pack that featured Amrin Sur. There was a Hal Jordan, and then there was a original Green Lantern Sinestro. The real crime, though, is that we've yet to receive a Hal Jordan. And actually, this is a good example, a good case in point example. They keep giving us all the figures we want if you want to collect Green Lantern, and this package just dropped. They've given us all the figures we want, but they keep denying us a Hal Jordan. There was a Mattel release, a limited release of a Green Lantern Hal Jordan, but I believe he was released to only 1,000 pieces, and he was given away as a Christmas gift to the writers and the animators of the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. Allegedly, that mold was destroyed, and Mattel said that they would never release that Hal Jordan again. Personally, it's not much of a rant, but personally, my issue with that is, while it's all nice and good that you want to give something to the writers and the animators who did such a great job on the cartoon, to then destroy the mold and say, hey, we're not going to give the fans, the people that have the money, the people that would go out and buy the toys, that would stay faithful to the toy lines, we're not going to give them the toy, the figure. They're just out of luck. That says something to me that Mattel would not want to do that. I mean, I don't know, I understand why. Guarantee that I'm sure at some point they're going to give us a Hal Jordan. It's inevitable, but just bad decision making on Mattel. Needless to say, I know I went off topic here. Let's look at the package. The package is very standard on the Justice League Unlimited. Now they've branded, of course, the Superheroes line logo on the side here, which caused some confusion between picking these figures up, or at least looking for these figures, and looking for the larger, what would eventually become the DC Universe figure line. Really, why they slapped the logo on the side and just didn't call the line the Justice League Unlimited, I really don't know. But on the back of the package, the other figures in this particular wave, and it has fluctuated, there is the 3-pack, the Green Lantern 3-pack. There is the remaining Justice Lords 3-pack that featured Justice Lord, Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, and a Flash. Though it's not a alternate universe Flash, it really is only a reverse Flash, but they packaged it as such. There is a 3-pack that featured Zatanna, Shining Knight, and Batman. There was a 3-pack that featured Etrigan the Demon, as well as Wonder Woman and Superman. There was a 3-pack that featured the bald John Stewart, the unmasked Hawkgirl, and the Ray. And then finally, there was a 3-pack that featured Atom and Huntress. Again, issues will be that individual figures, individual carded figures are really the best way to go. Shining Knight, for example, and Zatanna, neither of them come with their accessories. However, if you pick them up in their individual carded figures, Shining Knight comes with a sword, Zatanna comes with her wand. Atom, the single carded Atom comes with a smaller Atom, about that to scale, of the Atom figure. And this was the only way that you could get an unmasked Hawkgirl. They have recently released I'm trying to think of the Starcross three-part finale. They released a pack recently that featured Thanagarian warriors, and there was an unmasked Hawkgirl included with that. Up to that point, though, this was the only way to get Hawkgirl, and I believe this so far this is the only way to get Ray, or the Ray. I think it's the Ray, and I believe this is so far the only way you can get the Demon. So while some 3-packs are worth picking up, like these two here, I will say like these 2 3-packs, better to get the individual carded figures instead. Boy, that was a mouthful. But there's packaging. There is packaging on the 3-pack. The 3-pack here. What we'll do is we'll get these guys opened up, and we will get a better look at the figures. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. And just to quickly clarify something, because I know it probably didn't just make sense what I just said about the Hal Jordan. Just to quickly clarify, the Hal Jordan that was released with the Sinestro, or the original Green Lantern Sinestro and Abin Sur, was actually the pilot or test pilot Hal Jordan. It wasn't actually a Hal Jordan in a Green Lantern suit, because I know I commented that that Hal Jordan came in that 3-pack, and I also mentioned that Mattel would never release a Hal Jordan. So really, what we're still missing is a Green Lantern Hal Jordan. We've got the head now from Hal Jordan, the test pilot. I'm sure the body is pretty easy to come by. Come on, Mattel, give us a Green Lantern. Speaking of Green Lantern, we'll look at the figure that I'm bothered by the most in this. Actually, the figure I'm bothered by second in this set. We'll look at Kyle Rayner. It is a nice looking mold. It is certainly a nice looking mold. But this would have been prime opportunity that they could have easily given us a Hal Jordan. Instead, what they do is they give us Kyle Rayner. And really, for how close he looks, if you wanted to pretend that he was Hal Jordan, you could certainly do that. Because, I mean, aside from the hair that's a bit spiky at the top here, you could probably file that down, or you could just really keep it the way it is. And if you were to swap it out for not necessarily that body, but a more accurate Green Lantern body, you could probably just think of this as Hal Jordan. But Kyle Rayner here, as you can see, sports a slightly different symbol, Green Lantern symbol, than the others. And much more youthful as well. As you can see, his shoulder areas are slightly different as well. Same body mold as most figures, and I believe this utilizes the I think it's the Green Lantern body, the John Stewart body, because I think Flash has a little more slender arms. But his articulation is that he has articulation in the head, in the shoulders, and also in the legs. Kyle Rayner, a good choice, and it's nice that it's included, but the whole time I'm looking at this figure, I'm thinking, you gave us this, why can't you give us Hal Jordan? Needless to say, there's Kyle Rayner. We'll put him aside. Actually, we'll just lay him down for a second. And we'll look at Arkus Chummuck. And a nice-looking figure as well. It is certainly a nice-looking figure. And actually, his name's Arkis Chummuck, just to correct myself there. A nice-looking figure. And pretty decent-looking. Nice face sculpt. And a good example, actually, the fact that they've given us Arkis here, certainly not a character that I would have expected to see as a Justice League member, or a Justice League toy. It is very nice that they've included him. So I'm happy with Arkis. I think he's great. Good job on him. The big issue I have with this 2-pack, or the 3-pack here, is this one right here, Katma Tui. And I remember when I did the DC Universe review of the Katma Tui figure, I said it was the first time in 6 inches, and I couldn't figure out what the previous released figure was of Katma Tui, and it was actually the Justice League Unlimited release of her. Herein lies the problem that I have with this particular figure. Why they gave her this costume when they couldn't have given her a classic Green Lantern costume is beyond me. It's an alright costume, but if you watch the cartoon, I want to say Hearts and Minds, but I don't think that's right. But if you saw the episode with Katma Tui in it, she actually wore the classic Green Lantern attire. She didn't wear this attire. So why they couldn't have given her a more accurate attire, again, I don't know why. But it's nice that they've given her a stand. See, they've given her a DC stand. Slightly different than the stands that we would get later on. But needless to say, I mean, it's a good pack. It's a nice pack. But the whole time I'm looking at this guy, I'm thinking, why couldn't this have been Hal Jordan? But needless to say, that was a toy spot on the Justice League Unlimited 3-pack featuring Kyle Rayner, Arkus Chummuck, and Katma Tui. A mixed bag, but still a nice set nonetheless. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more Justice League reviews on the way, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.